Step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Good morning, you beautiful souls. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been the most inspirational week, and it's only going to get better from here on out.
Oh, we're halfway there.
Wait, Brenda, you got to give us one, girl.
Brenda.
Booyah.
Brenda is the girl. Well, coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning, we are taking you to the red carpet of the SAFTAs and talking all things fashion and, of course, the amazing nominees and
That are doing amazing things with our startup campaign, and we are going to focus on an incredible individual.
I know. It's supposed to be Woman Crush Wednesday, but I feel like it's Man Crush Monday all over again because of our musical artist this morning. Let me tell you, beautiful face, good looks, guns of note as well. We're talking about Thami Shobede, and he is performing on your Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning. I can't wait.
And he's a lovely guy to boot as well. And then I'm pleased to say that in the universe now, there is an emoji of me. We are talking about the evolution of emojis. Time to get on the S9 Express. Some incredible giveaways you want to stay tuned.
We're going to call it the grey emoji.
The grey emoji.
The grey emoji. Well, so much more to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Don't move the muscle. We will be right back. And of course, Zoe's got all of the details in terms of the weather. But first, Brenda, where's the coffee?
Where's our coffee, girl? Where's our coffee?
You're busy with me a coffee as well, but let's quickly take a look at your weather. And some thunder showers are forecasted for the northern parts, and cloudy conditions can be found and expected in the eastern and southern parts. But let's get a full roundup of those temperatures. Starting off in Polokwane, you can expect a low of 17, a high of 28. Thunder showers in Mbombela, 18, 28. Pretoria, 17, 27. Johannesburg, 16, reaching a high of 25. Then in Mahikeng, 18 with a maximum of 30. Klerksdorp, 17, 28. Kimberley, good morning, starting off on 17 with a high of 29. Some thunder showers expected in Bloemfontein, a low of 15 with a high of 26. If you're in Richards Bay today, 21, 28. Pietermaritzburg, 16, 27. And cloudy conditions for Durban, a low of 21, a high of 27. Showers expected in Mthatha, 15, 23. East London starting off on 20 with a maximum of 24. If you're in Cradock today, 14 is your minimum, 30 your maximum. Port Elizabeth, 20, reaching a high of 28. Partly cloudy conditions in George today, 18 with a high of 23. Sutherland, 16, reaching a high of 30. And in the mother city, Cape Town, a low of 18 can be expected with a high of 28. Then in Worcester, 18, 34. Springbok, 20 with a high of 35. And partly cloudy conditions today in Uppington with a low of 23 and a high of 36. And please remember to use water sparingly, especially in Cape Town.
Effaflu C Immune Booster from Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
First look at what to expect on your roads this Wednesday morning. We start off in Johannesburg. There's a stationary taxi on the N3 southbound. That's after the Geldenhuys interchange. The entry lane is currently obstructed, so please approach with caution. And in Pretoria, there's a stationary taxi that's on the N4 westbound before the Proefplaas interchange. That left lane is obstructed over there, so you can also please approach with caution. And that's where I leave your traffic. I'll have another update for you in half an hour.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
I love this song.
Break it out, it is. It just fills your heart with joy. And
bust
hopefully,
the move.
if you are celebrating your birthday today, you are already filled with joy. In fact, millions across the globe celebrating their birthday. So we thought we'd hone in on some of those famous faces celebrating their birthday on today, the 28th of March.
Exactly. Well, first up, we have none other than Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanotta, all famously known as Lady Gaga. Now, she celebrates her birthday today. She was born on the 28th of March, 1986, and rose to fame in 2008 with the hit songs Just Dance and Bad Romance. She was the first artist in history to have 3 singles sell over 4 million copies each online.
Wow, she's
Happy
quite young,
birthday.
eh? She is conquering. I absolutely love that. Then we go now to South Korea, where we hone in on a member of the South Korean idol group, Got 7, not Game of Thrones 7.
Yeah.
It's just Got 7. Jackson Wang is turning 24 today. Happy birthday. Born on this day in 1994. This young, I think now musical idol, won the grand prize at the Asian Junior Cadet Fencing Championship. Unbelievable. Before debuting with Got 7 in 2014. His fellow members are currently promoting their latest single, Look, which reached 1 million views in the first hour of its release.
That's amazing.
Wow.
And then also celebrating her birthday today is a very special viewer, Cameron Innes. We here at Expresso want to wish you a very, very happy birthday and a wonderful day at that. So happy birthday to all of you.
That's our bite-sized dose of birthdays this morning. Remember, you can share your birthday with us and with your loved ones by tweeting us at Expresso Show.
Well, Brenda is hard at work making sure everyone has their cappuccinos, and you go fill up your coffee cups, because when we get back, we'll take a look at all of the highlights from the SAFTA's red carpet, and of course, we'll introduce you to our startup of the month. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you after the break.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Brenda, you are a machine. Thank you so much. Of course, Mac Cafe bringing a little joy to our lives every morning, and of course, proudly bringing you Presenter Search on 3. It's back, baby, and we kicked off with a bang last weekend in Port Elizabeth. We saw you turn out in your droves with your game faces on. Well done to everyone who auditioned. We got some fantastic entries, and of course, now we move to Cape Town, to the DHL Newlands Rugby Stadium for the 7th and 8th of April. The gates are going to be opening at 8 o'clock in the morning, but you want to get there early. We are expecting thousands to turn out. All you have to do is rock up register, and then show us how awesome you really are. 15 to 20 seconds of the best audition you can muster, and hopefully we'll be giving you a spot on Expresso, Afternoon Express, or Top Billing. But for all of those details, you can go to presenter search on 3.com.
Oh, well, listen, that beat means one thing and one thing only. Time for us to find out what our local stars have been up to.
Exactly, all the way in Mzansi. Now, Afrikaans singer Merva Tony has actually released the cover art for her upcoming album.
Okay.
And she wants her fans to help her decide which one is going to be the one that she's going to be using.
Okay.
Now, she, of course, is she's released the title for the album. It's called Ek is net 'n Ma, I'm Just a Mother. And this is the beautiful images that we get to choose from. I mean, absolutely incredible. I don't think... I couldn't choose. I could not choose.
Now I
which one to
understand
go
why
for.
she's asking people to help her, because they're all absolutely stunning.
Exactly.
I feel like that needs to be the album cover. Just have all of them.
Just have all of them.
Just have all of them.
You know, just give the people what they want. We love all of them. Now, the 45-year-old local entertainer has also revealed that she, on Wednesday night, was performing at the Liverpool Legends Gala dinner, or rather, today she's going to be doing that, and she's going to be singing the Liverpool anthem, You Will Never Walk Alone. And I think that's how her fans feel about her as well. She'll never walk alone because we're going to be with her every step of the way.
I'm a Liverpool fan. That's quite cool.
Are you a Liverpool fan?
Well, listen, you know, I've got a cool idea, and this is now stemming off the rugby jerseys. Remember with the World Cup in the 2, they had all those little pictures?
Yes.
So I think she should choose a picture of her, but have little pictures making up her, like a picture within a picture.
Amor, there we go. We've solved your album cover issues for you. Zoe has
well, I quite like that idea. Well, good luck choosing. They're all amazing. That was our local entertainment news for you. And as you know, over the past weekend, the South African Film and Television Awards took place. And Tolo was on the red carpet to bring us the latest of what was hot and what was not.
The night that is the 12th annual South African Film and Television Awards is officially upon us, and man, people are looking super stylish and super dapper. The red carpet is all about the glitz and the glamour, so let's go catch up with our favorite stars to find out how they're feeling on the biggest night in South African film and television.
Our Stories Are Golden was the theme in 2018, and nominees responded by honoring the occasion in sheer chiffon and black and red, while Aleti Kamalo stood out in white.
So Leleti, I must say that you're looking absolutely dashing. Can you tell us a little bit about your dress? Who put it together?
The person who put it together is myself. This is LKC, Leleti Kumalo Creations. Yeah.
Black Panther is huge right now. You know, we wanted to keep it black, as you can see. And of course, you know, gold, you know, keeping it, you know, with our minerals in Africa. We're rich people. You know, we're celebrating our minerals, celebrating our gold.
The designer was Bonolo Mashilo, B Mashilo Design. And I actually just gave her a very simple brief. I said, please do simple because I am like a simple person. But it was in the spirit of Wakanda.
It's a David Saleh original creation, and it's actually a custom gown, and I'm so grateful that he saw me and he said, this is you.
I always stick with him, Juan William Aria. The inspiration was a very angelic, whimsical, floating. I'm having a little bit of trouble walking in this outfit. That's why he's here to help me with the trail, but I absolutely love it.
Tonight's theme is Our Stories Are Golden, so what is more apt than being in a completely golden robe? My dress is by McCarthy Wolf, who was in Durban, and we thought we'd take the inspiration from tonight's theme and make it into a beautiful gown.
Well, this dress was sent to me by a mail, right? By a young lady called Mary. She says she's been seeing me on Instagram, and she felt for the SAFTA she wants to send me something to wear. And after listening to her story on how young South Africans are trying to make money in business, especially because she's a woman, I was like, whatever the dress looks like, I'm gonna wear it. And she sent it to me, I opened it up, and bam, this is what it looks like.
It wasn't just about who you were wearing, but also about those who have captured our imaginations through stories, as host Tando Tabete pointed out.
I think we spend all of our time, whether it's a form of escapism, whether it's, you know, gaining some form of knowledge, watching our TVs, going to our cinemas. And the people in front of our screens are often celebrated, as they are going to be tonight, but also the people behind the scenes need to be recognized for all the incredible work that they do for making us look pretty and capturing this moment. There's somebody behind the camera, so shout out to them, and I think that's why the SAFTAs are so important.
A night like the SAFTAs is important to an industry because a newcomer like myself needs to see that there are people that like myself. that you're able to be with like-minded people and to be recognized for your craft. So it's kind of like the stamp of authority for everybody in the industry. They're saying, well done, we see you, recognize you. And it's important that we are recognized for the job that we do.
These events, they should make us proud as South African actors, because they keep on encouraging us to push more, even though we're not doing it for getting an award at the end of the day. But again, you feel good to come in such events,
The reason why we need to have the SAFTAs is to be able to celebrate the excellence and the creativity that we have in this industry. I think the South African film and television industry has come a long way. We're starting now to tell our stories in its truest narrative. I mean, the films that came out in 2017 were just incredible, amazing, and had huge international success. And I think for me, I couldn't be more prouder to be from the original Wakanda land.
Nomzamo said it. Everyone looked the part, and what remained was to decide who played their part the best, as nominees waited to hear who this year's winners were.
Time now to have a little bit of fun this morning. Time to check out those interesting, funny, and very random this morning things that we've stumbled across online on all of our social media platforms. So thanks for those of you who've given us suggestions. We've got some interesting ones this morning. Pick us off, Zoe.
Very interesting. It seems like friendships have no boundaries between this little girl and a bumblebee that she rescued out of a bucket of water. Now, this Facebook clip was found, and the little girl waving bye. And you can see, look. Did you see the bumblebee lift his paw?
What's
waving
up?
back. There we go.
Oh, we'll call him Bernard the bumblebee. That poor bumblebee's probably like traumatized, like Oh, that's sweet, man.
Oh, that's funny. You guys, what would we do without Bored Panda? Bored Panda is life. Okay, so this next trend is basically a problem that we never knew existed until you actually had to do this. How do you sell a mirror without getting yourself in the actual picture while you try to take a picture of the mirror? Well, what people on the internet are doing is they're trying to post up the most hilarious attempts at themselves not being visible, or you not being able to see them in the mirror. And this is what's all about the dogs. Like, what are we doing?
That's special.
Wow. Well, is that a foot? That's a foot, you guys. That is so funny. And that's
man, that is brilliant. Or maybe you've got a mirror to sell. Why don't you use our platforms to sell that mirror this morning? Those are some of the funny and random things that we've picked up online this morning. You can share what's got your attention. As always, hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, using that Expresso Show hashtag. We're going to take the quickest of breaks. When we return, a brilliant young man is going to show us his unbelievable talent. Thami Shobede is going to perform for you. And then we take a look at a pretty cool feature that we've introduced on the show, our startup of the month. We're going to get into that entrepreneurial spirit. We'll see you now.
It's my feel-good breakfast show. Wow. Here's an invitation to the whole wide world. From your brother to your sister to your best friend's girl. Don't bring that bad day with ya.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, yesterday we gave away our first Samsung Galaxy S9 and the winner is Creason Valu. Congratulations. Who entered by simply listing 3 items that comes in the box on our Facebook post with the hashtag #GetOnTheS9 Express. Congratulations, Creason. Now, today you stand a chance of winning a Samsung Galaxy S9 of your very own by entering on our Expresso Morning Show Facebook page. And of course, telling us which of the presenters' AR emojis is your favorite using hashtag #GetOnTheS9 Express. Here they are. This is Graham's, by the way. Let's see Graham's. I love it. He's like, very nice. This is me next. Oh, so nice. Zoe's next. Oh, look at Zoe. We look like sisters. I love that. Okay, so you need to go to our Facebook page and then decide which one of these AR emojis you love the best. You have up until lunchtime today. That's 12 noon. And of course, you've never seen us like this before. So the hashtag Galaxy S9 turned us all into gorgeous AR emojis. Now, the lucky winner will not only receive a Samsung Galaxy S9, but also, wait for it, 6 months free Samsung Mobile Care. Now, Samsung Mobile Care is a service plan for your device in the unfortunate event of an accident involving screen damage. So now you can unbox your phone with peace of mind. It's quick and it's easy, and it's the solution to having your screen repaired. So go on, head to the Expresso page right now. Tell us which is your favorite and stand a chance of winning a hashtag #GetOnTheS9 Express.
Here's an invitation to the whole wide world. From your brother.
Doing my best to look like my emoji. It wasn't bad, not bad at all. So this morning we are so happy and proud to have with us a young man who is a singer, he's a songwriter. I'm talking, of course, about Thami Shobede. Welcome to the show, my brother. I love this. Clearly your manager is like your mom. He's well known for his charisma, good manners, and memorable stage presence. He really is a fantastic talent. And yeah, he's special. He's special. I love that. But of course, he's proven his chops in one of the biggest, most tense singing competitions. He placed second, but has gone on to achieve even greater things with the release of his brand new album, Never Lost. This morning, he is going to perform the song that I think we all know and love him for. It's Thandwa.
Ngiyakuthanda ngenhliziyo yami yonke. Ngiyotshela abazali bami, omuhle njengawe angimbonanga emhlabeni wonke. Inkomo zikababa zilungile, nenhliziyo yami iduduzekile. Awuvuma sithandwa, vuma sibe munye. Zokunika uthando lungapheliyo, sithandwa senhliziyo yami. Ngifuna wena wedwa, wedwa. Zokunika uthando, uthando lungapheli, thando olubuya enhlizweni, lubi phakade lwami uthando. Ngikunika inhliziyo yami yonke. wengane zami ngizinikela uwesithandwa sami how sweet love how tattoo uthando lwami wemama wengane zami ngizinikela uwesithandwa sami how sweet love sithandwa senhliziyo yami ngifuna wena wedwa ngikuthando uthando lungapheli thando olubuya enhlizweni lumi phakade lwami uthando senhliziyo yami ifuna wena wedwa
Can I stay in the moment? I was going to let you hang there. Just hang. See, the hairs on my arm are standing up. That's always a good indication, dude.
You need to cut that down.
How does it feel having a hit like that? Because you're thrown into this crazy world with a reality TV show and it's all this madness going on. But that's a TV production. Then suddenly you're in the industry and you start to see your song now crushing like this. How does that feel?
It's amazing because I mean this song was my very first single and the reception was just amazing because it came out, I think it came out on a Sunday. It was announced on Sunday and then on Monday it shot up to #1 on iTunes. Boom. And when that ended, when the running ended and I was eliminated, it went back to #1. And you know, we had no other choice.
The fans spoke. The fans spoke.
Yeah, listen, never lost.
But that's what I was going to say, man. It makes it a perfect title for your debut album, Never Lost. Go and download now. Go and buy it now. You've got to support local artists, especially when they are this good. Dude, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're going to continue chatting to this brilliant young man, and he is well-mannered. I have to prove that. He is well-mannered this morning. Yeah, very, very cool man. An absolute gentleman and an unbelievable talent. Let us know on our social media platforms what you thought of that performance.
In your national news this morning, President Cyril Ramaphosa says at least 300,000 jobs will be created annually through the Youth Employment Service Initiative. He officially launched the initiative in Johannesburg yesterday in partnership with the private sector and government and aims to address the high rate of youth unemployment in the country. Ramaphosa says after months of talks and negotiations with CEOs Forum, the number could easily be increased to 500,000 jobs annually on condition that all stakeholders in business come to the party and help create jobs for the youth. Tuberculosis remains the #1 killer disease in South Africa, followed by diabetes. This is according to Statistics South Africa's 2016 mortality and cause of death report released in Pretoria yesterday. HIV is the third leading cause of deaths in men, while it ranks #6 in females. Mortality overall now occurs at older ages for both sexes. Male deaths now peak at age group 60 to 64 years, while female deaths peak at an age group of 75 to 79 years. Now moving further abroad, Russian President Vladimir Putin has declared today a day of mourning throughout Russia following the leisure complex fire in the Siberian city of Kemerovo that killed at least 64 people, 41 of which were children. Yesterday, several thousand people rallied outside the local government headquarters demanding that officials be sacked because of fire safety shortcomings. Relatives say as many as 85 people are still missing, most of them children. Investigators say the fire alarm was switched off and exits were blocked. And then finally, the government of the Democratic Republic of Congo says it will not accept international funding for its long-delayed elections, referring to it as a decision to avoid foreign interference. A statement thanks all partners who announced election contributions, saying that the government would direct the money towards projects in health, education and infrastructure upgrades. President Joseph Kabila, whose mandate ended in December 2016, said his elections will be organized by the Congolese only. The Election Commission said the vote would now be in December. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Let's get a look at what's happening in the world of sport. Graham Richards has those details.
We kick it off with cricket this morning and plenty of light and shade in the world of cricket at the moment. Let's start with the light. South Africa's victory over Australia this past weekend, and a dominant one at that, has seen a number of the Proteas players rise on the latest ICC test rankings. Kagiso Rabada, of course, still holding on to top spot on the bowlers rankings, while Morne Morkel has now climbed up to 6th. I wonder if that's going to deter him from resigning after this tour is done. On the batsmen's rankings, Dean Algar broke into the top 10 as he moved up to a career-best 8th position. The Proteas in action again this Friday with that final test of their Australian series getting underway in Johannesburg. Then on the flip side of that coin, Cricket Australia Chief Executive James Sutherland announced last night David Warner, Steve Smith and Cameron Bancroft will be returning to Australia for their role in the ongoing ball tampering scandal. With Cricket Australia's internal investigation still underway, further sanctions against the players are expected to be announced within the next 24 hours. And while the 3 players will miss that final test against the Proteas, Sutherland confirmed that Darren Lehmann will indeed stay on as head coach, despite media reports suggesting that he would resign. Then on to football. A host of international friendlies taking place last night as Brazil, Spain and Belgium came out with wins. In the tie of the evening, Germany couldn't match their 7-1 victory over Brazil from 2014 as the Brazilians pulled off a 1-0 win last night thanks to a goal from Gabriel Jesus. In other results from last night, we saw France beating Russia 3-1. England drew 1-1 with Italy, while Belgium put 4 past Saudi Arabia. Then finally on to tennis. World number 3 Marin Cilic crashed out of the Miami Open yesterday after a straight sets loss to American John Isner. Seeded second at the tournament, Cilic failed to bounce back after he lost the first set tiebreak by 7 points to 0 as Isner went on to secure the 4th round victory with a 6-3 win in that second set. Elsewhere at the Miami Open, there were straight sets wins for Sloane Stephens, Milos Raonic and Hyun Chung. That's where we leave our sport for now.
Well, let's quickly take another look at those roads. Starting off in Pretoria in Gauteng, there's a stationary vehicle that's on the N1 southbound after the Proefplaas interchange. The left lane is currently blocked, so please approach with caution. And there's also a stationary truck on the N1 southbound before Regional Avenue. That left shoulder is blocked, so please approach with caution. And that's where we leave your traffic for now. I'll have another update for you shortly.
The Expresso traffic report gets you on the right route. There's 10,000 Rand to be won daily. Want to be a winner? Spend 300 Rand or more on fuel at Celtx, keep your receipt, and enter the hashtag #FuelYourWallet competition by SMSing Celtx Expresso and your name to 43366.
Well, let's take a look at the weather. And today's forecast has thunder showers expected in parts of the north and cloudy conditions in the east and south. Now, looking at those temperatures, Polokwane starting off on 13, reaching a high of 27. Sunny conditions in Mbombela, 14 with a high of 29. Pretoria, 14, 28. Johannesburg, 13, reaching a high of 26. If you're in Mahikeng, 14 is your minimum, 28 your maximum. Klerksdorp, 14, 29. Sunny conditions in Kimberley, a low of 16, a high of 31. Bloemfontein, 11, 27. Richards Bay, 20 with a high of 32. If you're in Pietermaritzburg, 15 is your minimum, 32 your maximum. Durban, 21, reaching a high of 30. Mthatha, 12, 35. East London, 20, reaching a high of 28. Then in Cradock today, 18, 36. Port Elizabeth, 16, with a high of 22. George, 15, 21. Sutherland, 13, reaching a high of 27. Cape Town, 15, 21. Worcester, 14, reaching a high of 30. Partly cloudy conditions in Springbok, a low of 14, a high of 31. And in Uppington, a low of 20 with a high of 35. And that's where I leave your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
There's exciting times on our Feel Good Breakfast Show. This morning we're taking a look at the evolution of emojis, looking at AR emojis. Absolutely exciting. This is me. And then, of course, we have to take a look at the Tinder of hot properties. All that and more coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Get a taste of the smooth island life and win big with Tropica Island of Treasure Maldives. Buy a Tropica, follow the entry details on the pack, and you could win daily airtime prizes, Daniel Klein watches, American Tourista luggage for your next adventure, vouchers from loot.co.za to shop the hot daily deals online, and the grand prize of a Kia Picanto. For competition T's and C's, visit tropica.co.za. And don't forget to watch Tropica Island of Treasure Maldives every Monday at 7:30 p.m. on SABC3.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Big news here on the show. Here in South Africa, globally, the Samsung Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus launched last week here in South Africa. And for those of you who missed the show yesterday, for the next few weeks, we are going to be experiencing all of the incredible and very exciting new features on the Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus that make it the best phone in its class, undoubtedly. The even better news is for Expresso viewers, we are going to be giving lucky viewers a special prize of a brand new Galaxy S9 valued at more than 18,000 Rand every day throughout our live competition exclusive to Expresso viewers. And you can enter today's competition by going onto our Expresso Morning Show Facebook page and tell us which of the presenters' AR emojis is your favorite. Come on, guys. Using the hashtag #GetOnTheS9Express with your answer. And next on the show, we'd like to introduce Craig Wilson, influencer, professional techie, and editor of The Stuff magazine. And of course, now unofficial emoji photographer of me. And oh man, we almost lost you for a second. I've got to put you in there, man. So really, this is how easy it is. And there you are in emoji. Craig, welcome to the show, buddy.
Hi, great to be here.
You've never looked this good, bro. You've never
true.
looked this good. This really is a lot of fun. I mean, the technology behind it is a little bit mind-boggling. The fact that they've been able to introduce this in a social media, graphic, crazy world, this is a big thing. Why is this such a standout feature for you, do you think?
Well, I mean, I think the way we use phones to communicate these days is increasingly personal, and we want things that sort of express our personality as well as possible. And, we've seen a lot of sort of progress in emoji. You guys are talking about the evolution of emoji over the years, and this just seems like the sort of natural progression. Of course, I mean, it's only really possible because of the tech behind it. So you've got things like face mapping combined with the, outstanding cameras on these devices, and then a bunch of sort of software smarts that are able to turn this into these animated characters that respond so well to our facial expressions.
It's Nelly, man. The glasses, but it's that debonair, that suave vibe that you bring that it really is capturing. Why do you think there is such a big trend? You would obviously have a much better understanding of that. Why do we use graphic content in the way that we do now, to the degree that we do?
All right, it's gotten to the point where even, I think people's parents are sending them emoji.
Yeah.
And I guess it's also that we want to communicate in shorthand, and being able to do something that's personal and representative and a little bit fun, given how much time we spend on these devices and how much time we spend messaging each other, the appeal seems pretty obvious.
I get a sense, because this phone is jam-packed with so many new technological features. Of all of those features, I don't think they expected this to be as much of a hit and a highlight. Why do you think people have latched onto this in the way that they have? What is it about being able to personalize that emoji that you think has grabbed people in this way?
Well, I guess if you go to any of the touristy points around Cape Town or anywhere else for that matter, you'll constantly see people taking selfies. So in Generation Selfie, the appeal is really clear that look at this, that you can do something that looks just like you,
And added to that, something that, I do a lot of presentations and thinking how you can use this in a presentation space. It's not just about fun, fluffy social media stuff, but this has really cool implications.
Well, and what's great about it too is because it's so easy to share, it spits it out as a GIF that you can share to any platform you like. The bonus of that is you can surprise non-Samsung users or people who, perhaps are in need of an upgrade and wavering by sending it to them on WhatsApp or Telegram or email or anything else that you already use. So I've had great fun sending them to unsuspecting recipients who then go, "That's incredible, how did you do that?"
What brand new app were you able to do that with? Oh man, the phone just keeps timing up because your face is just too beautiful to behold, man. That really is absolutely awesome. I'm going to get one more of you just to sign out. So give us your peace sign. Yeah, that's your trademark. I love that, bro. And the wink as well. Craig, this is absolutely amazing. I love the fact that you've had a whole lot of fun with the emojis. This kind of shows the direction that you can take. Why tell a person how you're feeling when you can show them how you're feeling? That really is awesome. So hopefully you guys have been inspired to go out there and show yourself in a whole different light, communicate with a whole lot more fun every day. A reminder, of course, to go onto our Expresso Facebook page and let us know on that Galaxy S9 post which of the presenters, AR emojis, is your favorite with hashtag #GetOnTheS9Express. And of course, you stand a chance of then winning one of these truly remarkable phones. Okay, let's do one more, one last. There we go. And don't roll your eyes at me. Don't roll your eyes at me.
Oh, well, listen, as the third month for 2018 comes to a close, it's time for us to highlight a small local business making waves. And this time for the Expresso startup, we're going to focus on a Cape Town-based company that is shaking things up in the world of property rentals. Think of it as a Tinder for rentals.
Literally 1 in 3 people on the planet rent. And they're all doing it like it's 1999. And so we wanted to find a better way to find properties and to apply for them, and then ultimately to improve the whole rental experience.
We are Ekaya. Ekaya is a tool that works for tenants, landlords and agents to help make the rental process more transparent and fairer on all parties involved.
So Ekaya's service works by connecting people who are looking for property or people who rent with people who have property or are looking for tenants. We built a space where the two can connect with one another, both in the search and discovery phase, in the verification phase, and all the way through to the payments, actually living in the property phase.
We have a couple of products. We have Ekaya VIP, which is a verification tool that allows tenants to create a secure profile and share it with agents and landlords in the rental application process, and then allows them to control that data so that when the process is over, they can pull their data back and know that they're in control of their private data. We also have a Ekaya IV product, which is a search and discovery tool, which allows tenants to put their requirements into the app and have our system automatically update them in a really easy to use interface, and sort of swipe left on properties you don't like, swipe right on properties you do, and then use that list to communicate directly with the property managers.
Normally when payments are made, it's tenant to landlord, but then the landlord has to pay electricity, body corporate, whatever you. And what we've done is make sure that every single payment is tracked, every single payment is correct, and we do our best to ensure that the payments arrive on time and get paid fully. Our ambition is to become the platform globally that stands for that quality and transparent experience between property owner and tenant, and to be that sort of platform that connects people who rent.
Oh, very, very interesting. And now joining us to give us some more insight into the business of Ekaya is our startup expert, Steve Fortuin. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good to be here.
Good to have you on the show. It's been a while. Lekker.
It's been a month.
So, Steve, let's talk about Ekaya. It raised 5 million rand in investor funding from very well-known South African investors. Now, this is for an app that you can download for free from the App Store. What exactly was it that made it so successful?
I think the true test of any business is how many users actually use or consume your product and service, and then thereafter, how many of those users then come back.
Yeah.
And we're not even talking about money yet. It's basically as simple as that. Ekaya has managed to understand that dynamic extremely well. They've got something like 35,000 searches on their site. And that's per month. 35,000 people who are coming back to use their service. That's awesome. And that's an investable business at the end of the day.
That's very, very interesting. Now, every month when you come here for the Expresso startup segments, you always bring us these cool insights as to what goes on. And you often see people on laptops, you see, cool office spaces. But what really goes on behind the scenes that people don't see that really makes these startups such a success?
I think you're not seeing the hustle, you're not seeing the drive, you're not seeing the determination and the late nights spent by kind of the entire team. It's as you know, in startup businesses, you don't have a marketing and a finance and an HR and all these various departments. You've literally got one person doing everything. So I like to relate it to like trying to build a plane while you're in flight with customers on board. Incredibly scary process, and this is just all that goes on in the background to try and get this thing up and running. Then you get a number like 5 million, and you kind of think, well, hey, we've done it. But the 5 million itself comes with a hefty set of conditions that have got to be met. So one moment you're trying to grow the business to a stage where it makes money, and the next moment you're trying to satisfy the conditions of the money that you've taken. So it's extremely like a hustle kind of process to get it going.
Now, talking about the hustle, I'm sure there are people that are watching right now that are inspired by what Ekaya has done and really want to see the road ahead for them, but want to have lessons or rather, kind of information on how they can do it too. Where can they go to get insight on how they can do something similar?
So I think in the past month, I must have sat down with 20 to 30 founders of businesses, tech businesses in all shapes and sizes across South Africa. And I've been understanding the business of business with these guys, and I've packaged it in a podcast series called Startup Circle. So you can go ahead onto SoundCloud, search for Startup Circle South Africa, and you'll find what these guys who started off very small, successful businesses who are now successful have done, be it product development or marketing, or how they've kept themselves motivated, how they've led a team. Often you don't have the backing or you don't have the experience or the educational qualifications to make this happen. You've got to learn it on the fly. Yeah. This is what the podcast series does.
That's amazing. And you've got the drive to want to do it, so naturally you'll be able to make a success or at least put all the hard work that it requires into it.
Exactly that.
Well, Steve, thank you for joining us, and we're looking forward to seeing what you'll be bringing for us next month.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
I can smell something amazing brewing there. Brenda, how's that coffee doing? One times cappuccino. Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you so much.
We're going to take the quickest of breaks. When we return, we know that the Easter weekend, the long weekend, is upon us. Normally, the death toll rises ridiculously over this period. We're going to take a look at some driving precautions that you have to be aware of. Then don't worry, we will lighten the mood a little bit. Find out if a South African artist is still on top of 5FM's Top 40. We'll see you now.
Presenter Search on 3 is searching for South Africa's newest and hottest TV presenters and SABC3 brand ambassadors. This sensational nationwide search for new TV talent is brought to you by Capitec and McCafe and presented by a 2018 SAFTA winner and one of the country's most popular television icons.
Yes, it's me, Barbie Molloy, your host of this year's Presenter Search on 3. I'll be shining the spotlight on the best and brightest talent in the country. We're looking for someone suave to charm us on top billing, endless energy to wake us up on the Expresso morning show, and for someone who will captivate us on Afternoon Express and other shows here on SABC3.
Auditions have already successfully taken place in Port Elizabeth, with hopefuls lining up in their numbers, eager to impress. If you too want to show us what you're made of, then there are still 3 more chances. Cape Town on Saturday the 7th and Sunday the 8th of April at the Newlands Rugby Stadium. Durban on Saturday the 14th and Sunday the 15th of April at the Durban Exhibition Centre. And Johannesburg on Friday the 20th, Saturday the 21st and Sunday the 22nd of April at the Wanderers Cricket Stadium. Doors open at 8 a.m. and registration opens at 9. Our team will provide you with an entry form and guide you through the process. Come prepared with a 10 to 15 second presenter link that introduces you to the judges and to the world. This is your chance to shine.
The winners need to be unapologetic about who they are, proud of their African heritage, and able to represent SABC3 on any stage. Check out Presenter Search on 3.com for more details. With SABC3 and Presenter Search on 3, the stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you're live with Expresso as we get very serious for a second with the Easter weekend around the corner. From today, already high volumes of traffic will be experienced on our roads as drivers and commuters will be traveling to and from their holiday destinations for the long weekend. And that's why we are going to highlight the roads that have been flagged as high accident and fatality areas so that you proceed with more caution and arrive safely at your destination. So in order from the least to the most accidents and fatalities experienced, let's start with number 5, Polokwane to Tsanin, located on the R71. Then from Springs to Witbank, located on the N12. Durban to Tongaat, located on the N2. Mokopane to Polokwane, located on the N1. And then finally, the most fatal stretch on South African roads, East London to Mthatha, and that's located on the N2. Now we turn to one of the leading causes of single vehicle accidents on the roads, which is distracted driving due to cell phone usage. Cannot believe that this is still so much of an issue. Joining us on the line to unpack this further is the Public Relations Manager of the Bokwena N1 N4 Toll Road Concessionaire, Charmaine van Wyk. Very good morning, Charmaine.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Very good, Charmaine, and thank you so much for joining us. I felt the need to take a very deep breath before broaching this topic. The fact that we have to deal with so many fatalities over this period of the year, any stage on our roads, is terrible, but especially when we look at the cause when cell phones are involved. Which age group is most likely to end up in singular vehicle crashes, and just how much of an impact can using your cell phone have while driving?
Well, distractions are one of the leading causes of single vehicle road crashes amongst young people. And according to the international study that's been published on world freeways, the study highlighted that young people between the ages of 18 and 24 are twice as likely to be involved in a singular vehicle crash than those in the 25 to 49 age group.
Quite a revealing statistic, but it makes it even more heartbreaking to know that we are losing so many young people. What are the penalties for a motorist who is caught using their cell phone whilst driving?
Well, basically, in South Africa, drivers that are caught using their mobile phones while driving, they can be fined up to 750 rand. In the Western Cape, the same offence is also punishable with a fine of 500 rand and possibly having your cell phone confiscated, whereby you'll have to pay a release fee to get your cell phone back of approximately 1,140 rand.
I mean, that is quite harsh, but when you weigh it up against the repercussions that we are seeing from using cell phones and that distraction, one feels that it should be more. What kinds of measures need to be put into place in order to deter the use of cell phones while driving, do you think?
I honestly believe that we need more stringent measures to be put in place. A fine of 500 rand or 750 rand, I must be honest, from my side, I think that that's still a little bit low for such an offence, you know. And I do believe that we need to put more stringent measures in place, possibly by increasing the fine fee, as well as, just from an authority point of view, whereby, just an example, whereby Bokwena works very well with and very closely with the law enforcement agencies along our route.
Yeah.
And I feel it's very important to ensure that we support these authorities and we encourage them to ensure that offenders are dealt with within the law when it comes to something like this. Education is also another key. We need to ensure that young adults are educated around the dangers of driving while you are using your cell phone. It's very important because if you think about it, when a driver is driving, talking on the phone, or even texting while driving, your eyes are taken off the road for about 4 seconds to read your text while you are driving.
And that could cost you your life, yeah. Charmaine,
Yes,
we're going to have to leave it there, but I really do understand and feel, I think, your emotional investment in this as well. But I think ultimately we have to police ourselves. That's the most important thing. So please remember to remain extra vigilant on the roads this weekend. Allow for extra traveling time so that you can arrive safely at your destination. Please, we love you. We want you to stay safe out on our roads.
Oh, well, listen, ahead of the big weekend from Polokwane to Cape Town and everywhere in between, people need to stop at fuel stations to not only fill up with petrol, but also to, grab a drink or something to eat. And when you are looking for something at a fuel station, you want some quality and good service. And what better way than to do that at your nearest Celtx?
Roodepoort in Johannesburg has busy roads carrying tens of thousands of commuters daily. When these road users need to refuel or get a coffee pick-me-up, they know the Celtx Flora Cliff forecourt is the place to go.
When it comes to filling up your tank with fuel, you want to get the absolute most out of that tank. It's all about getting you there. Did you know that Celtx with Techron cleans your engine whilst you're driving your car, which means you're a happy driver and your engine's happy too. Thanks, man.
Celtx with Techron has performance-driven, cleans your engine as you drive, and saves you money. Best fuel ever.
With the car taken care of, there's also great services on offer to refill the driver as well. Celtx Flora Cliff has a convenience store, a Barcelos takeaway restaurant, and a comfy cafe, offering great coffee, snacks, and other refreshments.
I don't know about you, but I love a good cup of coffee, and this Celtx fueling station makes a great cuppa. It's the perfect way to start your day.
I believe the secret to the highest customer satisfaction is aligning yourself with partners such as Celtx, Barcelos. We've got our own in-house brand, Comfy Cafe. We've got enthusiastic staff members that are passionate about customer service.
What I love about this Celtx in particular, it's close to home. First of all, the guys are always friendly. We've actually built a relationship. I wouldn't go anywhere else.
No, this Celtx, I love it because when I'm coming to fill the fuel here, the attendants, it's perfect.
I always come to the Flora Cliff branch. The service is excellent. They're always friendly and welcoming. They know their customers by name.
From the dancers to DJ Zero on the deck spinning some sick tunes, we even have the famous White Rabbit. Today, Celtx is pulling out all the stops when it comes to entertainment value, but some lucky customers are going to be in for a major surprise because we are #fueling your wallet.
The vibe is very lively today. It's very cultural as well. You can join in with the music and it's very exciting.
Our winner for the petrol card with 1,000 Rand, it's Chantel Sneyman.
It really was a big surprise. I just stopped to fill up at the Celtx garage here, and then the lady came to me and it's like, we're running this big promotion. You get to win a 1,000 Rand petrol voucher, as well as there's another 10,000 Rand promotion that they're running as well. I really feel like the luckiest lady today because I've never won anything before.
I filled in my details and won airtime, so 60 Rand worth of airtime, which was awesome.
I won a Google Play voucher, yay!
The kids got some nice lunch boxes that they can use for school. And I mean, we didn't expect to get them, so it was a nice surprise.
Of course, customers are treated to the same friendly and efficient service any time of day or night. But you can also visit Celtx and #fuel your wallet.
If you feel like you missed your chance on winning today, not to worry, because you still have until the 31st of March to #fuel your wallet. All you have to do is visit any Celtx nationwide, spend 300 Rand or more, keep your receipt as proof, and SMS your name, Celtx and Expresso to 43366 to stand your chance of winning a whopping 10,000 Rand daily. T's and C's apply, and visit celtx.co.za to find out more.
Well, that hashtag is #fuel your wallet, and that's for you to stand a chance of winning 10,000 Rand daily. And all you have to do is fill up at any Celtx forecourt nationwide with 300 Rand or more. You keep your receipt and your SMS Celtx, Expresso, and your name to 43366. It really is that simple. Now remember to keep your receipt as proof, and vast rates apply. Those T's and C's also apply, and you can visit celtx.co.za to find them.
The Expresso traffic report gets you on the right route. There's 10,000 Rand to be won daily. Want to be a winner? Spend 300 Rand or more on fuel at Celtx, keep your receipt, and enter the #fuel your wallet competition by SMSing Celtx Expresso and your name to 43366.
Still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we take a look at the SAFTAs and catch up with all of the winners. And then I got to catch up with Scott Eastwood and chat all things Pacific Rim. All that and more coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back, you beautiful peeps. Thank you so much for tuning in as we dial into our international entertainment news.
Well, on the weekend, Lupita Nyong'o from Wakanda Foreverland she actually went to go and watch her brother in a stage production of Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. Now, what makes this so interesting is that Peter, her brother who's 24 years old, is usually her date when it comes to red carpet events. So she went to support him this time. Only thing is, on social media, you can see the two of them are totally twinning. You can't actually tell who's who in this picture.
My word.
They're totally twinning. I mean, the only difference with Peter is that he's taller, but like they look like they could be twins.
That's
at this point in time.
hilarious.
Lupita was actually the one who said resemblance, #proud small big sister, @Junior Nyong'o. What a pretty girl you make, baby brother, #12th night. So she knows the two of them look really, really the same. But I mean, he makes a really gorgeous girl. I'm just
He
saying.
really does, man.
He's a pretty
You might
girl.
see him on a runway soon, actually, looking at
wow.
that. That is hilarious.
Yeah, if he's in theatre, the talent genes are really, really strong in that family.
Yes, the Nyong'os are rocking it when it comes to talent, definitely.
Very, very interesting. Well, that was our international entertainment news for you this morning. Time for us to head on over and connect with the 5FM team as we find out some of the biggest in the local and international chart show.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Nick Hammond, back here to recap the 5FM Top 40 from this past weekend, beginning by looking at the brand new entries onto the charts. And at number 39, it's Khalid and Normani jumping right in with a brand new tune called Love Lies.
Underneath the sunrise, show me where your love lies.
Guys, the highest new entry this week came in at number 27. They're finally back in the country after some time away. Iconic SA rockers back on the 5FM Top 40. It's Prime Circle with Pretty Like the Sun.
Oh, pretty, you like the sun, you burn it up, you burn me up.
Taking a look at my move and shaker picks for the week now, going from 32 to 24. It's new local music from Mark Stent and Basil Gray called On Our Knees.
On our knees in the chapel, we ain't never gonna float up.
My second move and shaker pick is local, and after only 2 weeks on the charts has gone from 29 to 22. It's Paxton and Craig Lucas with a new track straight out of Cape Town called Smother. Taking a look at the top 10 songs on 5FM from this past weekend, beginning at number 10, it's Maroon 5 jumping up 6 from last week's 16 with Wait.
Wait, can you turn around? Can you turn around? Just wait. Can we work this out? Can we work this out? Just
And guys, can you believe this? After 27 weeks on the charts, this former number 1 now sitting at number 9, it's Camila Cabello and Young Thug with Havana.
Oh, but my heart is in Havana. My heart is in Havana.
Bruno Mars and Cardi B take the number 8 spot this week with their remix of Finesse. After 10 weeks on the chart, she's still staying strong at number 7. It's local gem Shakayana with a track called Please Mister. This was a major drop from number 1 the week before to number 6 last week in the 5FM Top 40. It's Prince KB with Club Controller. Staying pretty steady over the last 2 weeks, going from 6 to 5 on the 5FM Top 40. It's Jess, Glenn, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis with These Days.
I hope someday we'll sit down together.
Then Zed and Maren Morris came in hot at number 4 with a track called The Middle.
Why don't you just meet me in the middle? I'm losing my mind just a little.
This week at number 3, you got a former number 1 from Drake on the 5FM Top 40. The tune is called God's Plan.
God's plan, God's plan. I hold back sometimes I won't. Yeah.
Every week this song's been on the charts. It's been climbing higher and higher in the right direction. 2 weeks ago at number 3 and last week at number 2, it's Camila Cabello with Never Be the Same. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to keep listening to me on Hammond Time, Monday to Friday, 9 to 12. And of course, every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. to find out who's going to take that number 1 spot on the 5FM Top 40. Speaking of which, this past weekend, they're back in pole position. It's Ed Sheeran and Beyonce with Perfect.
When I saw you in that dress, looking so beautiful, I don't deserve this, darling, you.
Well, that's currently what's rocking the radio in South Africa, but Pacific Rim is currently rocking the American box office and sitting at #1. Now, I was lucky enough to fly to London to chat to some of the cast, and this is part 2 of my interviews. This time I sit down with very hunky, smoldering Scott Eastwood. What did it feel like for you to be in the second movie of such an already popular project?
I was a fan of the first, so that's always cool. Coming into a franchise where you're already a fan of something, I think already feels great. It's got a great energy to it.
Yeah. And of course, everybody that I spoke to in South Africa are huge fans of the movie, huge fans of you as well.
Oh.
What did you guys do to take it to that next level?
The world that Guillermo del Toro already created was so fun and charming, and some of the original casts were great. So I think just extending that next chapter. Stephen DeKnight had a great vision for it, working with John and the rest of the cast. Total global cast, right? Multicultural. I think that we, just added to the next chapter.
Awesome. So far, the film has managed to destroy Tokyo, parts of Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the third one, should there be a third one, could potentially come to Cape Town?
I definitely think there should be a third one, and I think we should totally mess some cities up.
Exactly. Not Cape Town too much, because we've got that whole water issue.
Cape Town, yeah. Mess up Camps Bay, very nice area, some other good surrounding areas, but we're gonna have to screw something up there.
Just something.
Yeah.
Something. Now, every single person that I spoke to in Cape Town, and I asked them, what do you love most about Scott Eastwood? They talked about the smolder.
You're making me blush.
Do you realize that you've got a smolder? Like, you're doing it now. You're doing it now. Have you ever employed the smolder to, maybe get ahead in life in terms of maybe jump the queue or maybe, get out of a parking ticket?
That's a good question.
Because if I had the smolder, I'd use it.
I don't know if that would work so well with a cop, with a police officer. Maybe, what are you doing? Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to charge you for smoldering.
Oh, wow.
I might get an extra charge.
This is true. Okay, indecent...
Smolder. Indecent smolder.
Decent smolder. There was one of the scenes that I loved in the movie because I loved the seriousness, the action, but also the comedic elements between you and John.
Sure.
And one of them was, of course, the toppings. The don't mess with my toppings.
I know.
When should people not mess with you?
I need my sunshine.
Oh.
I need to get to that tropical climate. I'm a warm-blooded creature.
You got that golden thing happening right now.
If someone's gonna take me to the cold, they have hell to pay.
Okay. So then London, you better start shining
you better
soon.
watch out.
Come on now.
Yeah.
I also heard that when you guys took a little bit of downtime from the acting, you got involved in some karaoke.
We did. Yeah.
Do you want to give us a taste of what we missed out on?
Look, listen, I'm not going to say everything we did, but I'm going to tell you that there was some Whitney Houston involved.
Okay.
My girl.
Okay.
There was also some Tina Turner.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Little What's Love got to do with it.
Okay. Do you want to give us a rendition? Just pretend the karaoke is on.
Wow, you really... Reach your hand relax. Oh, up to you. Oh, something
Oh, wow.
That's all you got.
That is next level. That is next level. Why should people go and watch this film?
This film is a global, multicultural film that is fun for everyone. And I think that's what's so great about it.
Wonderful. Well, Scott, thank you so much. I didn't only come here to see you. I came here to bath as well because, in Cape Town, we've got a water shortage.
That's
so
true.
It was bathing.
I have
Scott Eastwood.
You could take it back.
Thank you so much.
You can take it to Cape Town.
Cape Town, this is for you. I'm Scott Eastwood. You are the best.
Thank
you so much.
Pleasure.
We fight. Over those on top of me.
And Leanne's still got that bottle of water. She takes a little sip every day, just a little sip. Now, because we love you guys so much, we're going to send 2 of you to Egypt, courtesy of Tomb Raider. It's back. Better than ever. That trip worth 75,000 Rand. And then Thami Shobede is going to perform again. What you ordering, dude?
A carrot cake, My aunt makes the meanest carrot cake, so I'm missing home. So I'll
Brenda makes an even better one. No offense to your gorgeous aunt. Look at that. How do you maintain those guns eating carrot cake, man? Come on, come on.
Make the upcoming long weekends a #strong weekend by enjoying all that Protea Hotels by Marriott has to offer. Whether you're living it up, quieting down, or spending times with those that mean the most to you. If you book your accommodation a minimum of 7 days in advance, you can get up to 30% off your stay. So whatever your idea of a #strong weekend may be, make it count with Protea Hotels by Marriott. T's and C's apply. Visit protea.marriott.com today.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Your timing is perfect. Time for another performance from Thami Shobede. KZN born. He has just released his debut album, Never Lost. Here he is with what, from the sound check, is promising to be a magical performance of night and day.
You
Oh, dude, I love the fact that you are loving performing so much. I hope you hang on to that joy.
It is my
Dude,
life.
I've got to ask you very quickly, because the word on the wire is that you're just an incredibly humble and a lovely guy to work with. Why is it so important for you to have that kind of image when we see a lot of people kind of putting out a very different image to the world? Why have you chosen to be this way? Or is it just who you are?
Look, it was going to be unfair for me to become an artist and then want to become something else outside being just myself as that artist. So I decided to become Thami the artist, but also keep the me that I was raised up as. So whatever my aunt taught me, whatever my mother taught me, whatever my grandmother taught me, is what I'm keeping. And yeah, it's incredibly important to stay humble and yeah, grind.
Oh, well, you're getting it, man. And you've got to put in the hard yards. You're so right. I'm
Yeah,
feeling so
man.
guilty that I knocked your aunt's carrot cake now. I'm so sorry, man. Yours is still the best carrot cake in the world, Thami.
She makes the meanest. She makes the meanest carrot cake.
Yeah, you've earned your carrot cake this morning, man. But thank you so much. You've blessed
Thank you
us
so much.
with some amazing talent this morning. And I love the fact that you're just loving every second of it. Savor it, dude. Your
It's my
time
life. It's my
has
life.
come. Thami Shobede on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let us know on all of our social media platforms what you thought of that performance.
Here's an invitation to the whole wide world. From your brother to your sister to your best friend's girl. Don't bring that bad day with ya.
In your national news this morning, President Cyril Ramaphosa says at least 300,000 jobs will be created annually through the Youth Employment Service Initiative. He officially launched the initiative in Johannesburg yesterday in partnership with the private sector and government and aims to address the high rate of youth unemployment in the country. Ramaphosa says after months of talks and negotiations with the CEO's forum, the number could easily be increased to 500,000 jobs annually on condition that all stakeholders in business come to the party and help create jobs for the youth. Tuberculosis remains the #1 killer disease in South Africa, followed by diabetes. This is according to the Statistics South Africa 2016 mortality and cause of death report released in Pretoria yesterday. HIV is the third leading cause of deaths in men, while it ranks #6 in females. Mortality overall now occurs at older ages for both sexes. Male deaths now peak at age group 60 to 64 years, while female deaths peak at age 75 to 79 years. Now moving further abroad, Russian President Vladimir Putin has declared today a day of mourning throughout Russia following the leisure complex fire in the Siberian city of Kemerovo that killed at least 64 people, 41 of them children. Yesterday, several thousand people rallied outside the local government headquarters, demanding that officials be sacked because of fire safety shortcomings. Relatives say as many as 85 people are missing, most of them children. Investigators say the fire alarm was switched off and exits were blocked. And then finally, the government of the Democratic Republic of Congo says it will accept or not accept international funding for its long-delayed elections, referring to it as a decision to avoid foreign interference. A statement thanks all partners who announced election contributions, saying the government would direct the money towards projects in health, education and infrastructure upgrades. President Joseph Kabila, whose mandate ended in December 2016, has said elections will be organized by the Congolese only. The Election Commission said the votes would now be in December. Well, that was your final look at your Express headline news. Here's a look at what's happening in the world of sport. Graham has those details.
We kick it off with cricket, and amidst all the controversy surrounding the game at the moment, it's important that we focus on what's actually happening on the field, on the positive side. And I think we can certainly say that about South Africa's victory over Australia this past weekend. It's seen a number of the Proteas players rise on the latest ICC Test rankings. Kagiso Rabada still holds on to that top spot on the bowlers rankings, while Morne Morkel has climbed up to 6th. Then on the batsmen's rankings, Dean Elgar broke into the top 10 as he moved up to a career best of 8th. The Proteas in action again this Friday with that final test of the Australia series getting underway at the Bull Ring in Johannesburg. Now, the flip side of that coin, Cricket Australia Chief Executive James Sutherland announced last night that David Warner, Steve Smith and Cameron Bancroft will return to Australia for their role in the ongoing ball tampering scandal. With Cricket Australia's internal investigation still underway, further sanctions against the players are expected to be announced within the next 24 hours. And while the three players will miss that final test against the Proteas, Sutherland confirmed that Darren Lehmann will indeed stay on as head coach, despite media reports suggesting that he would be resigning as well. Then on to football, a host of international friendlies took place last night as Brazil, Spain and Belgium came out with wins in the tie of the evening. Germany couldn't match their 7-1 victory over Brazil from 2014 as the Brazilians pulled off a 1-0 win last night, thanks to a goal from Gabriel Jesus. In other results from last night, France beat Russia 3-1. England drew 1-1 with Italy, while Belgium put 4 past Saudi Arabia. Then finally on to tennis. World number 3, Marin Cilic. He crashed out of the Miami Open yesterday after a straight sets loss to American John Isner. Seeded second at the tournament, Cilic failed to bounce back after he lost the first set tiebreaker by 7-0 as Isner went on to secure the 4th round victory with a 6-3 win in that second test. Elsewhere at the Miami Open, there were straight sets wins for Sloane Stephens, Milos Raonic and Hyun Chung. And that's a wrap of your sport for this morning.
Well, let's take one final look at your traffic. Starting off in Bellville, there's some roadworks on the N1 outbound. It's causing delays. That right lane is closed after Durban Road with slow-moving traffic over there. And in Brackenfell, there's been an accident on the R300 northbound. That's at Old Paarl Road. That left lane is closed and traffic is heavily backed up in that area. That's where I leave your traffic, but let's take one final look at your weather. And in Polokwane, you can expect a minimum of 13, reaching a maximum of 27. Sunny conditions in Mbombela, a low of 14, a high of 29. In Pretoria, 14, 28. Johannesburg, 13, 26. Mahikeng, 14, reaching a high of 28. Sunny conditions in Klerksdorp, a low of 14, a high of 29. Kimberley, 16, reaching a high of 31. Bloemfontein today, 11:27, Richards Bay 20 with a high of 32, Pietermaritzburg 15 reaching a high of 32, and Durban 21 with a maximum of 30. Sunny conditions in Mthatha today, 12 your minimum, 35 your maximum, East London 20 reaching a high of 28, Craddock 18, 36, Port Elizabeth 16, 22, partly cloudy conditions in George today with a low of 15, a high of 21, Sutherland 13, 27, Cape Town 15 with a high of 21, Worcester 14 reaching a high of 30, Springbok 14, 31, and in Uppington a low of 20 can be expected with a high of 35 degrees Celsius. And that's where I leave your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Now, one of 2018's biggest big screen releases made its start as a revolutionary video game. But today, Lara Croft returns, tougher than ever, for Tomb Raider. Helming the heroism is a new generation, exceptionally talented Academy Award winner, Alicia Vikander. Using her grit, her wit, and adventurous spirit, and of course the irrepressible will to survive, Miss Croft must uncover the mystery of her father's disappearance. But the young Tomb Raider's origins are also intensely physically forged too. The gorgeous Oscar winner pulls no punches and puts in some serious sweat, so it's action-packed, fast-paced and guaranteed to keep you on the edge of your seat by the tips of your fingers. If you also have a thirst for adventure, then we have the competition for you. Expresso, Warner Brothers Pictures and Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Pictures is celebrating the Tomb Raider's return by giving you the opportunity to win a chance of a lifetime trip for two to Egypt worth 75,000 Rand. Now you too can explore the ancient wonders of Luxor, be awed by the grandeur of the Valley of the Kings, experience the secrets of King Tutankhamun's tomb, and meet real-life mummies in the flesh. Figuratively speaking, of course. Now, to be our lucky winner, visit the Expresso Facebook page, find the competition post, and tell us about a moment in your life where you proudly rose to the occasion, overcame the odds, or achieved the unexpected, just like Lara Croft did in Tomb Raider. The competition closes this Friday, and T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com. Let's take a look at what it takes to be Lara Croft in Tomb Raider.
Lara, your father's gone. You can pick up where he left off.
I'm not a freaking superhero.
Now I see the likeness. Recklessness.
do you know about my father?
Our world is in danger.
Awesome stuff. All the best of luck there. It's a Wednesday. That means only one thing. Time to open the lines for the Culinary Hotline. Bling, ting, ting, ting. Brenda, you'll learn on speed dial. Our chefs this morning, we've got the beautiful Fatima and Anel. We're going traditional ahead of Easter. Then we're going to make some money for the love of peanut butter. Stay tuned.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary Hotline Bling. That can only mean one thing.
Can only mean one thing. I wish I could sing like Cat, but I can't. But it is time for the Culinary Hotline. Bling, ting, ting, ting. Ahead of Easter, ladies, very important. We love to obviously celebrate our heritage, and someone who does that on a daily basis. I think one of the Mother City's proudest daughters, Fatima Sydow, author of The Journey of Cape Malay Cooking, is here. We are loving having you on the show so regularly. Thank you so much for joining us. And Anel Potgieter.
Hello, Graham.
Bless you, child. Bless you, child. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. What an exciting time. It's Easter. We love Easter. Why? Because we get to completely overindulge, as we should. But it's also an opportunity for us to celebrate our culture, our traditions, our history. What dishes would you guys recommend? Because it can be a bit daunting. We're hosting family. We want to put our best foot forward. Can you guys throw some dishes into the hat here that you would recommend doing over this period?
You know what I'm doing is like, this is now my weekend's menu. Thursday night, I'm going to do chicken, a whole chicken. So you can go over for the next day for lunch.
Clever.
Yeah. Friday, we're going to do curry fish, you know. And then we're going to take that over to Sunday. And then Sunday, we're definitely doing the whole leg of lamb, you know.
Wow, and then Monday you eat it. So basically it's leftovers. You're doing meal, leftovers, meal, leftovers, meal, leftovers.
Big things, big chunks of meat, yeah.
And we're gonna explore the lamb a little bit more. Fatima, what is on your, now that you've heard the lineup for the weekend?
That's a fantastic lineup.
That's pretty good. You're not going to cook, you're just going to go to Anel. That's good enough. What is your go-to? What do people expect you to cook? Because I would imagine there's a lot of pressure on you over Easter weekend. Yeah?
Look, I just make pickled fish. I do what my mommy did and my granny did. Maak 'n klomp. You make big bowls full because it's not just for us. You know, you send to the neighbors. You never know people's circumstances. So it's first the sharing part, you know, the fish story. And then whatever is left, we eat the next day. The hot cross buns, I don't actually eat with that. This is eaten with butter and cheese. We have white bread with butter with a pickled fish. Lekker gemeld rechte botte. Then we eat that with a pickled fish. And when it's up, then we'll make like a nice fish biryani, pilchard biryani if there's no more fish.
Yes, I think I'm for my luck.
And I would imagine you run out of fish pretty quickly.
Very quickly.
Very quickly. So we talk about lamb always around this time of the year. What cut should we be looking at? I mean, we want to do, yes, what we've always done, but you also want to kind of spice it up. How would you, when you do lamb, what cut do you use and how do you do it?
I do the leg of lamb. I guess my old school. So I love the leg of lamb. So I go to my garden, I get some rosemary, get some knoffel, some garlic, and I make holes in it, and I put some garlic and rosemary in the lamb.
Right in there, yeah.
And I put some vegetables at the bottom of the tray. I put it in the oven, covered for about an hour and a half, and then uncovered for an hour, and then I just leave it, take it out, foil, and let it sit for about another hour. And then you just beautifully cut it into pieces. What's nice is over Easter, what you can do is to involve the kids. So you can make a tzatziki with it and a bit of mint, and you can just have it on a bun or a hot cross bun. You can have it on there and just eat it. It will be delicious.
Oh man, we're going to get into some sweet treats in just a moment. You are going to make me a hot cross bun this morning.
Of course, of course.
I love you. I absolutely love you. This is an opportunity for us to have a little bit of fun around the Easter holiday, but we want to get into those traditional favorites. And if you've got any questions for our experts, please dial in 021 430 9881. It's the Culinary Hotline. Bling! Ting, ting, ting!
Ting, 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 indeed. And I'm pretty sure we all are familiar with that auntie or granny who sells cakes over the weekend, makes savory tarts for parties, or make pancakes at the local school or church bazaar. Now, women have been finding clever ways of starting small businesses for ages, and it's also how Eden all-natural peanut butter came to life, and that's thanks to a mom who made peanut butter for her family.
For some entrepreneurs, the path to establishing a business is seeing an opportunity at the right time. This is how Eden all-natural peanut butter went from a home kitchen to the shelves of supermarkets.
We started in 2012 as a home-based business in my kitchen, just trying to explore what is it that I can do with it. And also after failing to find a natural peanut butter on the market, and I missed it so much, so I decided to make my own. But making the peanut butter, I realized that there are a lot of opportunities with it. So I decided to buy a small food processor, then started to make my own for my family consumption. So we did that for about a year. And lo and behold, we were sharing it with friends and our colleagues, and people loved the product so much. So we decided to open markets all around Cape Town for people to test and try something that is new and something that is different.
After great success at local malls and markets, Debbie's luck improved when big retailers started stocking her product range, and she won a 100,000 Rand prize at the 2017 Eskom Business Investment Competition.
In the early days, I made a lot of mistakes in my business, and one of them was procrastinating. I was here with everything that I needed, but I was procrastinating to start and to get into the market. And that's the challenge that we have with many entrepreneurs. We are so fearful, we fear to start, but then one day I told myself that if I accept fear to defeat me, I will not have lived the life that I want. And they always say, if fear exceeds the excitement of succeeding in life, you will not make it. So I had to take that inspiration and faced all the mountains, moved on, and look where I am now.
The business has been able to create 8 permanent jobs, many of the employees being women who create and package the peanut butter by hand.
Working at Eden All Natural Peanut Butter is so nice and so amazing. Meeting new people. It's very nice working here at Eden All Natural, especially because Debbie started the business. So I'm really inspired as a woman. I need also to be an entrepreneur. So that's the most part that I am interested in at Eden.
It's been quite hard, but it's really nice. Debbie's a great boss. I really like her. She encourages me when I'm down or low or tired. She even comes and helps me sometimes when there's much more labor to do.
My workforce comes from around Cape Town, but specifically in our area, that is Kensington. And we have got some people who come from the townships that we help and empower in this journey of entrepreneurship. I appreciate people I have come into contact with, people that I have employed. I mainly focus on young people, on the youth, the women, And those who are vulnerable in the communities, wherever we have got big orders that needs to go out, we make sure that we go and pick up those people. The trust that you get from those people, the skills that they have and the skills that you empower on them, it's so massive. And I have met good people that surround me. I have met support from people that I didn't know that they were so keen just to come and say, you're doing well. And that's important for an entrepreneur. Just a pat at the back, it will give me energy to move on. I have learned a lot from my mistakes. I have learned that sometimes over-ambition can kill the business. So I've learned to walk one day at a time. To the young people that are out there who wants to start this sweet journey of entrepreneurship, I encourage you to start. Never delay, because the moment that you delay, someone will take over your idea. And if someone takes over, he will never do it the way that you'll do it. So start today and never procrastinate.
From a little spread created in a family kitchen, this business is now spreading prosperity to its workforce and tasting sweet success in stores and homes across South Africa.
Fatima, don't let me down. Keep that ting going. Keep it going.
I was doing the ting,
You were
ting,
inspired
ting,
by the ting,
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 ting on the
ting,
Culinary
ting,
Hotline. Bling,
ting,
bling,
ting.
bling. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. Fatima and Anel, we are loving Easter. We love the overindulgence of it, but also the traditions of it. Before we get onto our pickled fish, I've got to ask, because sweets can be incorporated in so many interesting ways, something that's a little off topic, but Spelile phoning in with desperation from KZN. She wants to know how to make a chocolate cake with mint. How do we kind of meld those into something that's going to be spectacular?
One thing you can do is use the chocolate mint chocolate peppermint crisp that you get. That you can grate and you can put it in instead of chocolate. Use that. Then as well, you can just chop up mint. I'll say fresh mint, about 2 teaspoons, and incorporate that with the cake. And the other thing that I will suggest, because mint is such a distinctive taste, is to put it in the icing rather. You know, rather put it as a topping on top. So if people don't like it, they can get rid of it. But yeah, just because my husband will probably say, oh no, but I want the cake, you know. But incorporate it subtly. It's actually very easy.
Speaking of incorporating things, how do you incorporate, because we're loving chocolate, we're loving Easter eggs, we're loving our hot cross buns. How can you make desserts using that as inspiration?
I don't know why you want to do that. Just eat the hot crust. I've got no Easter bunnies left to do stuff like that. But what I was thinking while you're asking, I think popcorn with those small little Easter eggs just mixed together. So you have like a salty popcorn and you eat like an Easter egg, like in between. That can be nice. And then, Fatima, you mentioned your your cake that you just decorate.
Yes, I just bake a simple cake, chocolate cake, and I cover it with caramel. And then I actually use the egg mini marshmallows, and I just pack it around.
Just blanket it.
I enclose the cake with marshmallow eggs.
Oh, my word.
And I call that the Beidou Adams cake.
Spelile has just changed her idea completely now. Hopefully we've inspired you. Thank you so much. Now, a lot of people, I would imagine, want your intellectual property when it comes to pickled fish. This is Cape Malay at its best. How do we go about pickling the most amazing, awesome fish so we can then put it on a lekker witbroodjie and devour it? Where do we start?
Look here, with the fish, it's all about what you can afford. You know, those years, oma en die oupa en pa het gegaan vis vang.
Bring it in,
They would bring it in. Now we just have the convenience of buying. I do what I can afford. I afford hake fish.
Hake is good.
I love hake because it sucks up more of the flavors and it has no bones. But you can use snook, you can use any fish you like. What your family uses from generation to generation. So the recipe is very simple. Mine is extremely simple. You simply fry your fish, shallow fry, dip it in a little flour and turmeric and salt. Season is very, very important.
Is it important to have the batter on there before you...
Well, it's not really a batter.
Just to
You
have
just
that
dip
lovely
in some
crispy
flour,
coating.
right? And then you fry it off and you'll get this. And don't fry it too long, otherwise it's going to dry out.
And then the yellow color is the turmeric.
I put turmeric in the flour. So it colors it. You can put like pepper on, black pepper.
This looks fancy.
Yes, it's easy. And then you have your pot. You have some water in here. And then I add some vinegar. And here's also to your taste. Sugar, again to your taste. Everyone makes theirs different.
Do you
This
want
is
that
my
sweet and
version.
sour? That's the
You
key,
must
yeah.
have it. So that is why it's important you taste as you go along, right? And now, of course, your bay leaves. You can't make pickled fish without this. We throw it in. And then your peppercorns and your coriander seeds. And I'll just chuck it all in. Some people throw in garlic cloves, some throw ginger, some throw lemon leaves and lemon. Like I said, everyone has their own
Yeah,
variation.
it's an opportunity for your family's the one that's going to devour this. You want to make sure that
Yeah,
you
this
hit
is
your
how
family's
I
needs.
like it. This is how my mom used to make it, quite simple. And then, of course, the spices is your turmeric, your roasted masala. You can use fish masala any way you like. I add a lot of turmeric because remember, we're going to add quite a lot of onions. I'm just going to stir this a bit and just imagine that it's cooking away. And then to bring something different to it, it's not necessary, it's optional, is a little apricot jam. Let me use my finger here.
In there.
And then, of course, the onions. I think, who's going to help me with that?
Okay.
So the
Who wants-
onions you don't cook beforehand?
You throw this into this mixture.
Okay.
All the onions.
Yeah.
Break it up. And this is, we'll say it's on the heat. It comes to a slight boil.
Okay.
Just for your few minutes. You still
Yes.
want the crunch. And the size of your onions, how thick or thin, again, it's to
It's
your...
up to you.
It's
Okay, I don't want
entirely
to
up
rush
to you.
brilliance here. So just quickly wrap up here. So now we've got
Don't
this.
be so strict.
On the, you know me. We shared a stage over the weekend. You know
Yes.
I'm strict, man. So then we've got our beautiful pickling liquid going on here. Do we introduce the fish immediately, or does the sauce go on?
This is what's going to happen. This is going to cook down for that 5 minutes. You still want the crunch.
Yeah.
And then you'll see there's a lot of liquid. So what I normally do is I take some cornstarch, corn flour, and make a little slurry with some water. And you stir that and you add it to your mixture. And as it cooks, you'll notice
It's going to thicken nicely.
it's going to thicken. A shine will come onto the onion. And then you pour it over.
The fish, and we are looking at absolute brilliance. We're going to continue this discussion in just a moment. 021-430-9881. That is the number to dial. We're going to take the very quickest of ad breaks. More pickled fish for you, for me, when we return.
If you want a taste of the smooth life and experience paradise for yourself, now is your chance with a very special travel offer. Enjoy a 7-night all-inclusive stay at a beach villa at the 4-star Adaran Select Hudran Fushi in the Maldives from just 23,730 Rand per person sharing, including return speedboat transfers and return flights from Johannesburg. To take advantage of this sizzling hot offer, book before 31 March 2018 and email sa@adaran.com.mv. Terms and conditions apply.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary Hotline bling. That can only
Ting, ting,
mean
keep the
one
ting,
thing.
ting going, keep the ting, ting going. Why are we celebrating? Because it is the Culinary Hotline playing ting, ting, ting.
Ting, ting.
And we are making undoubtedly my favorite Easter treat in the world from scratch, hot cross buns.
Yes,
Fatima,
and it's very
take us through
simple.
it,
I'm
girl.
going to speed through this, so take note. This is your flour, your yeast, your salt, sugar,
Boom.
cinnamon, nutmeg,
Don't
clove,
hold back on the spices, eh?
ginger. I use fresh. Oh, yes, I do. You don't have to. Some malted butter. Eggy waggy. Oh, eggy waggy. Here we go. Milk. And then it's stirring.
It's such a
I'll
simple
add the
batter.
raisin afterwards.
Do you have to knead that?
I have to knead it for 10 minutes. Then you let it rise. And then you form the balls like that.
How long do you need it to prove or to rise when you say, how long does that batter need to stay
If
in
it
that
has
space?
butter in and milk, you do it a bit longer because it's now a sweetened bun, you see?
Okay.
And we throw that in.
Some lekker
Stir.
raisins, sultanas.
And I'll see how it goes. Perfecto.
And then
Quite a
I've
dry
made the
mix.
crosses here.
What's in that cross mix in that little
It's
piping
flour
bag?
and water, ne, Fatima? That you've
Flour and water, you mix it.
Yeah.
And then you put it in the oven, bake it 180, and you'll see it turn this color. And when it's done, you can also do a sugar syrup on top of it or a jam syrup, and then it is absolutely delicious and light.
I'm going to steal a little piece, or actually, I'm going to wait until I have to stop talking now. I mean, these are delicious. I love the sugary syrup on top. That you can eat them just as
Just
is.
like that, out of the oven.
And now they're terrible, hey? Really battling there in the corner.
Yes, can you please give it back to me?
No ways. You've got a plate of about 9 there.
Just
you can
keep
hang
me
on to
also
those.
one, Okay, I'm gonna go with you guys.
We've spoken about pickled fish. How would you eat pickled fish on a hot cross bun? This
You
is
can,
something
a lot
I've
of people.
discovered in Cape Town. How would you dress that up? Is it
You eat with your
what's the
hand,
vibe?
you just do that.
Just some ahoy.
Yes, some people eat it very cold, like it comes out of the fridge, and those prefer it to warm it a little bit in the microwave because of their teeth. You know, it's sensitive.
What toppings would you be putting on a hot cross bun, Anel?
Oh, butter.
More butter,
I
more
think
better.
Some cheese for breakfast.
definitely
Or
cheese.
some fig jam, a big piece of fig. Now, on different cheeses, you can put anything, but definitely butter must melt on it.
Yes, you remember you can throw in choc chips in here, chocolate chunks in here as well. That's my favorite.
Now that's getting lekker
We
fancy.
can use the Easter eggs.
We've already established to know that there are no Easter eggs left to be incorporating into anything. Fatima, we love you. We love
Thank
the fact
you so
that you are
much.
so proud of your tradition. And Anel, we love you as well for your tradition and your smile and your pigtails. Ladies,
Thank
have
you.
a wonderful Easter. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I know you're going to be
Thank you.
working
Thank you.
your patooties off over this
we're gonna
time.
eat.
But enjoy the fruits of your labor as well. We absolutely love you guys. Thank you so much to everyone who wrote in questions. Spilile, I hope that chocolate cake comes out spectacularly. Just remember the Easter eggs around it.
It
Well done,
is
ladies. Thank you,
Wednesday, which means it's wash day. And of course, being in the midst of a water shortage, we have all become very aware of just how much water we are using on a daily basis in each department of our homes. And even though washing machines are known to use a lot of water, washing still needs to be done. It's got to happen, people. So today we bring you tips and tricks on how to be water-wise and eco-friendly with Mac Auto. And if you haven't already changed your daily behavior and routine towards water usage, in general, we want to encourage you to start doing that today, especially on wash day.
That's right. Well, our first tip for you this morning is when washing your machine, your laundry at least with your machine, the most important tip is to only use your washing machine if it is a full load, and this will help you save water and electricity. And then next, make sure to pick the right detergent, and we recommend using Mac Auto washing powder because of its advanced combination of actives and enzymes, especially designed for top performance in a washing machine. Then add the correct detergent dosage to your machine, and next select your washing program. Now the quick wash option is great for everyday washes, and if you are washing cotton or wool, you can also delay the wash time. Again, this will save water and electricity, and also without having to affect the wash at all. Now let Mac Auto do the washing for you.
Exactly. Now, the second tip is what I've actually learned to do in my life, so I feel really happy about that. Water saving tip for making sure that you use and consume the water effectively. Now, did you know that all MAC products are biodegradable, including the MAC Auto Washing Powder? So why not reuse the water coming out of your outlet pipe? The first cycle of outlet water is the wash water. Now, you can actually catch this outlet water in an empty tub and make sure to use a big enough tub. I've got a massive one at home. Use this for heavy duty cleaning, like washing or cleaning the stoop. You know, you don't actually need very clean water for this. This is a great way to save water.
That's right. And the third tip that we have for you is what you would do with the rinse water, and that will be the second outlet water, which is also known as the rinse water. And this is fresh water and has very little detergent in it. And this is ideal for use for your garden. So be water wise, save, catch this water, and you can use it to wet the garden.
Absolutely.
And remember that even if your water savings are small, every single drop counts at the end of the day.
Exactly. So let's all work together to make sure that we make a difference, especially where our water consumption is concerned. Now, MAC makes your wash day a little bit easier, and we're making it easy for you to win a MAC hamper every week. And to stand a chance of winning, all you have to do is SMS the keyword MAQ MAC to 33728. SMSs are charged at R1.50. No free SMSs apply, and T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com. Now, this week's giveaway ends at midnight this Friday.
MAC washing powder works really hard on tough stains, so you don't have to. Making it easy for you to shine.
So now we're going to use very little water in creating another delicious dessert with Easter celebrations in full swing this weekend. Why not wow your family and guests with the delicious Clover Classic Custard Lemon Meringue Pie dessert. That's sure to brighten up your day every day, not just Easter, bursting with a fresh lemon taste and that sweet, creamy Clover Classic custard flavor that we love so much. You can effortlessly make it at home by yourself just by SMSing the keyword Clover to 33728 to receive that classic recipe. But Tash Geleba is here to give us a masterclass in how we're going to create what looked like the cutest little lemon meringue
They are so cute.
desserts.
We normally make these pies in a big pie pot.
Yeah.
So now you need to be a little elegant in the kitchen. We are going to quickly mix 100 mils of your custard.
We've got our Clover Classic custard there. But
Yeah,
you've got to save a little bit
custard.
just to have a taste test yourself
Yes.
after the fact, you know. Thank you. Thank you, my dear. You understand what's
Little
needed in
bit.
this. I just got to make sure that it is indeed the same.
And then we do our lemon curd.
Taste that we love. Also love lemon curd.
It's
And-
going to create that beautiful velvety texture with our beautiful clover custard. Stir a
Because
little
lemon curd
bit.
can be quite hectic. It's a massive, rich flavour
Yes.
punch. So the classic custard with its creamy texture, that's a nice mix. Really
The
clever.
lemon actually helps to cut that very sweet taste. We've already bloomed our gelatin. So the reason why we do that, we need for it to be very quickly soluble with our hot mixture here. So we are going to quickly mix and then let it simmer. We don't want it to boil because if you boil it, it's going to split.
Yeah, we don't want it to separate at all. This is so cute because you are wanting to obviously host and do something a little bit special for your family, but not all of us can go out there and do massive catering and spend huge amounts of money. Something like this, a little goes a very long way, but it's also got that wow factor.
Yes, definitely, especially served in those cute little things there.
It's just too sweet.
We are also going to whip up we are whipping up some sugar, some tartar, and some cream. Sorry, some icing sugar.
And this obviously becoming the beautiful crown here of our meringue.
It's going to create that very nice marshmallowy taste, texture, and then we're blowing that up with our blowtorch to create that nice brown.
Oh, I love that. The keyword here is Clover to 33728. We'll send you this ingenious little recipe, and you can try this at home for your family over the Easter long weekend. Beautiful.
Almost done. We've already crushed our biscuit, and then we are quickly going to let this cool down a little bit because we don't want it to break our glass. And then as soon as that is done, we are going to top it with our meringue and then blow it up.
And I love that. So while we wait for our beautiful mixture to start cooling here, we're going to give you an opportunity to go through that again, as simple as it is. Let's give you a blow-by-blow. Here's a recap of this amazing lemon meringue tartlet recipe.
Give your Easter dessert table a Clover Classic custard twist with these simple, delicious and creamy lemon meringue pies. To make these pies, you will need 100 milliliters of Clover Classic custard, a pinch of cream of tartar, half a cup of caster sugar, 2 egg whites, crushed tennis biscuits, a tablespoon of powdered gelatine, and 300 milliliters of lemon curd. Start by combining gelatin powder and water. Set aside to soak. Next, layer crushed tennis biscuits into each glass. In a pot, over a low to moderate heat, add the lemon curd and Clover Classic custard. Gently warm it up until it starts to simmer. Now add the gelatin mixture and stir through until it has dissolved. Set aside to cool while you make the meringue. To a double boiler, add the egg whites, caster sugar, and a pinch of cream of tartar. Beat the mixture for 5 minutes on a medium setting until the meringues are stiff and glossy. Scoop 2 tablespoons of the lemon filling into each glass and simply top it up with the meringue. Brown the top of the meringues with a blowtorch and serve. Each delicious spoonful of Clover Classic custard is filled with vitamins and calcium. A decadent and creamy treat to enjoy with only your favorite people. Made with love by Clover.
Oh, amazing. I'm watching Tash work her magic right here, putting on our beautiful marshmallowy meringue texture on the top there. Now we take our blowtorch and we finish off our amazing little tartlets. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, that is just too clever and cool. So you can even make your own marshmallows like this. But that texture is just too amazing. So the keyword again is Clover to 33728. You can make these beautiful little tartlets yourself, courtesy of our classic custard of Clover. Beautiful stuff. Tash, you're an absolute genius. Can I taste, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Clover Classic, the creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
Made with love by Clover.
Well, the deliciousness continues, and make sure you tune into Afternoon Express this Wednesday and join the team in the kitchen for a quick and easy Italian classic. Now, at first sight, it may look like any ordinary dessert, but there is much more to it than what meets the eye. I'm talking about a creamy mango and almond panna cotta. Not only is it a simple to make, but it's also a light and creamy canvas for any seasonal fruit.
Clover Classic, the creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
Made with love by Clover.
Oh man, having the most fun ever in the world, ever. Why? Because we can now make our own emojis. And when I say our own, of ourselves, we're going to take you through a how-to guide on how you can create your very own emoji after the break.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I was just catching up with Brenda in the ad break. She was telling me she's making some yummy, yummy treats here for everyone in studio. But listen, Presenter Search on 3, it is back and it's proudly brought to you by Mac Cafe. And auditions have already started in PE. And of course, the next set of auditions will be taking place in Cape Town. That's at the Newlands Rugby Stadium. So if you want to be there, make sure you do not miss out. It's taking place the 7th and the 8th of April. Gates open at 8 a.m. and you can register at the stadium. So all the best of luck, as you will be competing for one of the spots on either Expresso, Afternoon Express or Top Billing. But for more information, just head on over to our website. That's presentersearchon3.com.
Now, criminals are masterminds at using whatever information they can gather about you to scam you out of your own money. Their use of manipulative tactics allows them to trick victims into sharing information that they would normally never disclose, such as banking details. Now, we're joined today by Kalyani Pillay, CEO of Sabric, the South African Banking Risk Information Center, to tell us about vishing, phishing, and smishing. Kalyani, morning. Welcome to the show.
Good
I didn't
morning.
know that there were so many things called vishing, smishing, and all of these things. But do you want to just put it into perspective for us?
Sure.
We've heard about phishing,
Yes.
but what is vishing and smishing?
Well, you know, vishing and smishing is very much has the same purpose. The criminals use these methods to try and get people's personal and confidential information. So the difference between phishing, smishing, and vishing is phishing, as we all know, is when the perpetrators send an email to try and solicit the personal and confidential information. With smishing, if you look at the SM, it relates to SMSs. So they send you an SMS trying to do the same thing. And vishing, I always tell people the V with voice is when somebody calls you. So it's a phone call purporting to be a particular company or your bank. And I think one of the very interesting things that it's important for people to know is that, you know, the perpetrators try to make it so believable that they are authentic. And what they're doing as well is that they spoof the number. So what I mean by that is that if you say you've saved a particular number or you know the number of a particular company that you're dealing with or your bank, they spoof that number so that when it comes up on your device, it actually appears to be that particular organization. And so then people tend to be a little more believing and provide this information. So we always say to everybody, irrespective of who it is that calls you, even if you think or believe that it's your bank, you don't provide any especially confidential information, because your bank will not ask you for your password and your PIN number and your username, you know, so
What if you were to receive an OTP number on your phone, but you know you didn't make any transactions?
Well,
what should your next step be?
That's really important. So what the perpetrators are actually doing is that they already, by this stage, have already stolen people's information. They've already lined up a transaction, so they have your card number, your expiry date, your CVV number, and they've acquired it through harvesting information. Of course. And then they line it up, but then for them to complete that online transaction, they need the OTP.
Yeah.
So what they do is that because then, you know, the mobile service providers have put in so many mechanisms to try and prevent SIM swaps, what they do is that they trigger off this request for the OTP. They know that the OTP is going to be sent to you on your mobile. So they call you very quickly and they say to you, or I'm giving you an example of what they would say to people. They'd say to you, know, this is your bank, we're picking up a fraudulent transaction, it's about to happen, we're trying to prevent it, you're going to get an OTP, please give us this number while we are on the line and we'll prevent it. And of course the innocent person, the victim, provides it because they're in a state of panic, it's social engineering, they've manipulated you emotionally and caused this panic, so you give this number. So again, the advice is don't give anybody your OTP, especially if you didn't initiate a transaction.
How can one be safer, especially when using our mobile phones? Because I had to download a kind of a protection app when I was in London. Now with every hotspot, Wi-Fi hotspot that I come across, I'm told that this is unsafe. You know, people could particularly see my personal information. How can I protect myself against that?
Well, you know, a couple of things. One is you should always have the latest updated patches of antivirus. You should have anti-spyware. You should have install firewalls as well on all your devices. But I think when you talk about Wi-Fi, and especially in public spaces and when there's free Wi-Fi and we're all sort of eager to use it, the very important rule is that if it is an unsecured Wi-Fi, in other words, it doesn't call for a password, it's not password restricted, you should never ever do any transaction, never put your card details or any of that kind of information, and rather be cautious about sites that you go onto. And a very quick bit of advice to people also is that when you're surfing the net and you want to do a transaction on a website, always take the cursor and hover it over the URL, because if it changes, then you know you're on a spoofed website as well. And also remember, look out for the closed lock sign. Look out for HTTPS. Never do a transaction if there's no S on the HTTP.
Oh, I love it. This is gold that Kalyani is giving us here. Thank you so much for being here, and of course for keeping us up to date with everything that we need to know so that we can stay safe online. And of course, if you want to know how to bang safely, go and visit the Sabric website and their Facebook and Twitter pages, so you can always remember to #WiseUp and watch out.
So if you guys were interested, like us, about editor of Stuff magazine, Craig Wilson's input on the emoji earlier on the show, we're going to explore this feature a little bit further now. Definitely one of the most exciting features on the brand new Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus. Now, some of you might be wondering about all of the hype around Samsung's AR emoji. Well, it's quite simple. It is a world first when it comes to smartphones. You've never seen anything quite like this before, I can guarantee you. The AR emoji, that's actually you. It's you. It's not something else. It's you. Other smartphones out there, they've got smiley faces, they've got cute animals, yes, and that is great, and the Samsung also has those. But we are all human beings, and we should express ourselves and our emotions like human beings do. It follows your unique movements and expressions and allows you to strut your stuff emoji style as yourself. It's a whole new way to communicate, and we are loving it. And the best part, we've got something cool which I'll reveal in just a moment. But first, we're going to give you a bit of a how-to. Zoe and I think we both created about 50 emojis of ourselves already this morning. But we thought, because it's so simple, and having Craig here, that we'd actually get an expert to help us do this. An expert, yes, on emojis, but also on this beautiful new piece of technology that is the S9. It's time to #jump on the S9 Express. Okay, so you're going to help our gorgeous Zoe create an equally gorgeous emoji of herself.
Sure, well, I mean, you're very flattering to call me an expert, but the thing is, it is incredibly simple, so no expert skills required. So we'll start with, there's a little button, you open the selfie camera, we pull it to the front-facing one, and we'll say, create my emoji. They pop it right in the corner. Now, of course, you're well-versed in this process, so we'll get your best emoji-ready face. We'll take a selfie.
Oh, is that your emoji smile, Zoe?
That's my emoji smile. I feel like it needs to be very animated.
Then we get to choose male or female.
Okay.
And we say next.
There we go.
And we give it a few seconds to work its magic.
Okay.
Ring
That's
around,
a scary
surround.
face. It's going to be a scary emoji.
Because you are quite serious today.
Oh, the emoji also showed out that cheesy smile, like.
So now, of course, you can choose between a slightly more cartoony face or a slightly more realistic face.
Okay, let's.
Where you can adjust the skin tone a little in either direction.
A bit more chocolate.
A little bit more chocolate, a little more cappuccino.
Did you go for the cartoony vibe, or because your eyes are big already?
Okay, let's go for the cartoony vibe. I like that. Thank you, Craig.
And then you can alter it a little bit. So if the likeness is a little too close and you want it a little less close, you can fiddle with the hair and that sort of thing.
Okay.
Or go the other way, of course. If you'd like it to look a little bit more accurate and you think, whoa, that's a little too flattering or not quite me, we can give you glasses.
You can give me some glasses.
We can take the glasses away, and of course you can pick an outfit. So
I like the red. Yes.
I was going to say the red's a little more you, isn't it? And there we are. Off we go. And what to do now is it'll say you can pick the option to save a bunch of stickers to your gallery. So if we do that, and then we head into the photo gallery, you'll have a whole selection of animated Zoes that you can share straight from here with any of your usual sort of messaging apps.
I love that
that's
Zoe's just
incredible.
reverted to her 5-year-old self in the last few seconds. I love that. So we've been having a lot of fun ourselves, obviously, with the introduction of the Galaxy S9 in studio, creating our own emojis. Let's bring some of the presenter emojis up here. I think my presenter emoji is by far the greatest. You better be voting for me in our competition this morning. Look at that. I styled my hair quite nicely this morning. Look at that smile.
Let's see Leanne's. Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
that's a Leanne smile, for sure. The lipstick tone is absolutely perfect as well. I love that.
I went for
And-
the animated version.
And then is that your trademark thumbs up, Zoe?
That's a little
I love
thumbs
that.
up.
A
There we go.
sparkly thumbs up, sparkling eyes. It's so cool. I just love the fact that you can personalize something now in a completely different way. But I, guys, have discovered something on my handset here that is making me very excited. If you're wondering why I've been making all sorts of funny, strange facial expressions, I have discovered, courtesy of Disney, and of course we know that Mickey is celebrating his centenary this year. Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse are now appearing. You can check my fluttering eyes. Look at that. How beautiful is that? So you can create... I'll even see myself as Minnie Mouse. Just to see-
Do Minnie. Yeah, I was
Look
about
at
to say
that.
do Minnie Mouse.
Hello.
A little bow.
My eyes are almost as big as yours. And now we're going to create our emoji. 1, 2, 3. Boom. And I'm a male. Next. Thanks for asking, though, phone. Thanks for asking. It takes a few seconds to whip that up. And, okay, it's created a normal... Look how good looking I am. It even got my 5 o'clock shadow. I love that. Absolutely awesome, man. And I love the fact now that we can have a bit of fun. We can get cute about this. We can use it in presentations. We can give a piece of our own personality, and being in GIF form that you can use it anywhere that graphic content is available. Craig, thank you so much for taking us through this. I'm going to call you an expert again, because you are. Really, thank you so much for joining us, editor of Stuff Magazine, weighing in on all of the excitement around the Samsung S9. And if you don't have AR emojis on your phone, or that feature, and you're suffering from a little bit of FOMO right now, like many people are, remember, we've got some very good news for you. If you'd like to win your very own Galaxy S9, valued at over 18,000 Rand, all you have to do is go to the Samsung Galaxy S9 competition post on the Expresso Facebook page and tell us which presenter's emoji, come on, is your favorite, and use hashtag #GetOnTheS9Express in your answer. Otherwise, the next best thing is to go out and just get yourself a Samsung Galaxy S9. It really is amazing. Explore all of the amazing features that you can do, not only with the AR emoji feature, but with some unbelievable technology in there.
Here's an invitation to the whole wide world. From your brother to your sister to your best friend's girl. Don't bring that bad day with ya.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we've still got Thami in the house, and we are going to test him when it comes to how low can you go. We know he can sing, but can he go down low?
I can do that. I can do that.
All right, here we go, party people. Let's go. Say 1, 2, 3, party on now. I'm free, I'm chainless. Picturesque and I'm frameless.
If you love Smooth Fame by myself, Katlego Maboe, then download the song now on iTunes or Google Play. All the proceeds from downloads will be donated to Choc South Africa. Remember to catch me as the host of Tropical Island of Treasure Maldives, where I give the contestants a chance at Smooth Fame, Mondays at 7:30 p.m. on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, well, Thami Shobede makes his way around to see how low he can go. We have to thank him for some amazing performances this morning. Likewise, all of our guests. Thank you so much for you guys at home for joining us. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow morning. Have a blessed day. Stay safe out there. Look at this bro. Look at this bro. Clearly someone's earned their waitering stripes. Love you guys. Adios.
One more.
Come on, boys.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.